thinking about climate change and agricultural development over the next century, there are many challenges we're going to be facing. I think the big challenges have to do with, can improvements in productivity and increases in supply keep up with emerging demand for agricultural goods? What we're seeing right now is increases in demand due to economic development in countries like China and increases in population. And we expect that, looking over the next 50 years, that's going to continue. And so one of the biggest challenges is, can agricultural supply keep up? Can we improve productivity? Can we bring more land in production and meet that increase in demand? There are many ways that could happen. One is that agriculture could become more extensive and take up more and more land. Another option is for agricultural productivity to improve, so we can get more production out of the land that's currently in agriculture. And that's certainly something that's a focus of USDA. How do we improve productivity, but do it in a sustainable way? So when thinking about innovation and the role that innovation plays in this, certainly technology improvements, improvements in conservation practices, improvements in water use, those things are all going to be critical to helping us meet the challenge of not just improving productivity, but making sure that as we do that, we're not damaging the water, we're not increasing soil erosion, and damaging our agricultural systems, which we're going to depend on. There are lots of opportunities out there. In fact, if you look across the world, there are great disparities in terms of production and productivity now. While that creates opportunities, it's also going to create challenges as well. Modern agricultural systems, while highly productive, don't use a lot of labor. And so when looking at agriculture in many developing countries, it's very labor intensive, very small scale. And when looking at one of the key questions over the next century is, how is agriculture going to develop, and how is it going to develop in a way that's not just sustainable, but also equitable for the people that are currently living on the land? Now, where climate change comes into this is, climate change is a sort of one confounding factor that's going to overlay on top of all of these challenges. It's one that we understand will play out over the next century. It's going to become increasingly a challenge over the second half of the next century as the projected climate change impacts become more extreme. And so not only are we going to have to manage this increase in demand, this increase in population, increases in economic development, and meeting those challenges when it comes to ag production, but doing it in a world that's changing, and changing pretty rapidly.